Didn't expect it. Just got the announcement. It's weird. I was actually walking out of my house, and then my phone just started going crazy, and I just had a look, and it said Fury Usyk done. I was like, what? Didn't believe it at all, and then everyone announced it. Queensbury announced it, Top Rank announced it, DAZN jumped on and announced it, but I was waiting for someone on Oleksandr Usyk's side to announce it, and Krasiuk announced it. Oleksandr Usyk's manager, he announced it. I was like, okay, that's it then. It's done. Find out extra Adi Oladipo on talkSPORT 2 alongside the great Gareth A.Davies. Gareth, you've been saying it's going to happen. Although I've been very skeptical, you were right. I kind of tipped my hat to you. Do you think it is 100% though locked in?
The only person you didn't mention there who was the first to really announce it officially was His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh, the guy who got it over the line financially, the Minister for Entertainment in the Saudi government, the Minister of the Riyadh season, who overlooks the Riyadh season. He made it possible. Weirdly, the night before I was recording my Battle of the Baddest podcast, and I had Bob Arum on live from Las Vegas, from his office, and he was kind of hinting to me that the fight was done without saying it as much. Yeah. And I've known Bob a long time, and I realized he couldn't say it the night before, but he knew it was signed. That was the key figure who announced it was signed. And like you say, everybody who is skeptical about this was waiting for Oleksandr Usyk and Krasiuk to come out with their confirmations, if you like, that it was signed. Don't doubt this. If this fight doesn't happen now, it's down to an injury, a cut, or one of the two of them withdrawing for their own reasons. I cannot see him doing it because money again is on the table. Enough money to make this the biggest heavyweight fight of this century. Obviously, Lennox Lewis was the last undisputed champion. That was in the last century, 1999. Like you, though, I didn't realize it was going to be announced on Friday. I've been hearing for several months that, and I want to say 3.5 months, that talks were ongoing. They were getting them to come over to the other side. Even before that, I knew behind the scenes there were talks to get Fury involved in a mega event in the Middle East. I thought it was the Usyk fight that they were talking about behind the scenes, but it was obviously this Ngannou fight that's going first, and it's still a mega event in my view. We battled it back and forth. I'm behind it. I see no problem in it. And I see no problem in it because we are now going to get this undisputed title fight. I do think it will happen. I just don't think it'll happen in December, even though, December the 23rd, even though some people behind the scenes, some of my contacts are saying, yeah, there is an appetite to have it. And Fury's already getting the right sparring partners into camp, the likes of Jai Opetaia, maybe Moses Itauma into camp to prepare for that December fight. If we get that in December, it will be utterly amazing. What a Christmas present. But I think it'll end up in January.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe even and slightly later than January. Frank Warren has said March. Let's hear from Frank Warren, the promoter of Tyson Fury. This is what he said. Obviously, a lot of people have jumped on and said, this ain't happening, Frank. We don't believe you. This is how Frank responded.
Nothing's going to get in the way of this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's why the two guys are signed. They have tremendous belief in their respective talents. They both think they're the best, and we will find out. And as I say, the fight that everybody's been craving for, been driving me mad about for God knows how long, we've delivered it. Number one, number two. For me, Tyson's number one, Usyk's number two. 4 belts on the line, never happened before. This is history-making fight. This is the biggest heavyweight fight of this century.
Yeah, look, Frank's right. I mean, they have delivered it, but there is an asterisk to that as well. I mean, it's delivered, but it's been delivered because the amounts of money, the vast amounts of money on the table for both fighters, you could not turn this down. Even if you both really didn't want it for whatever reason, you couldn't. I mean, Bob Arum today said that Tyson Fury could get paid upwards of $100 million for this.
That wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
100 million.
Yeah, but look at that. If they market this right, see, this is the build. If they market Fury and Ngannou right, it will do really big pay-per-view, enormous pay-per-view.
Yeah, but nothing to warrant that. Like that kind of money, you're talking 4 million pay-per-view wise.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fought, it did 4.3 million pay-per-view.
Yeah.
When Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor fought, I think it did 4.1.
Yes.
So you're talking generating $500 million with endorsements and sponsorships and all the other things that go with it, global rights, all those things, site fee, gate. I think it was up around the $600 million mark.
You are correct, sir.
So when you, if they can market it right, 2 undefeated heavyweights, okay? One from this extraordinary story in Ukraine, who are at war with Russia at the moment, who served on the front lines, who's an Olympic champion, who's doing what Holyfield did, who did his hero, Evander Holyfield, who's an amazing Cossack character who can dance, dance like a ballerina, dance like a not a ballerina, like a ballet dancer, like a Nureyev, who can skip, who can juggle, who's a circus act, who's an amazing ring general, who's an amazing spokesman and personality for the sport, against the Gypsy King, also undefeated, 2 reigns as champion, has held all the belts in the past, 6'9", 19 stone, 10 generations of bare knuckle fighters, huge fall from grace after beating the last great champion in Vladimir Klitschko, balloons 10 stone, loses the weight, comes back. He has the Undertaker moment when he gets off the floor against Deontay Wilder in 2018, the Battle of Los Angeles. 2 amazing heavyweight fights after that with Deontay Wilder, the last of which, the trilogy, is one of the, has to be in the top 10 greatest heavyweight fights of all time, maybe in the top 7. And you put these 2 things together and you market them right, as you've seen in the Dome today in Las Vegas. Have you seen that?
I have, yeah.
The Dome that's circling Las Vegas.
The sphere.
The sphere that has Fury and Ngannou on it. The marketing that Saudi Arabia is prepared to do for these events, it could end up.
Wait, what are you saying it does?
3 million.
No, what? Absolutely no chance.
Why not?
No, if it does 1 million, I'd be shocked.
What, Fury against
Usyk? Yes, if it does 1 million, I'd be astounded.
Oh, Addy, I think you're way off.
No. In today's world of illegal streaming, no, 1 million, I'd be astounded if it does 1 million.
It'll do 1 million in the UK.
1 million in the UK?
Yeah.
Fury Usyk?
I think so.
Mate, don't know. I don't know. Look,
do you not see it? Do you not see it? I know we've got to.
No, we haven't got. We still got time. No, I don't see it. I don't.
Why? Well, because is it Fury Joshua is the big one then in your view?
That's the big one, isn't it? That's the big one. Fury Joshua is the big one. That's the and it's just the numbers. Ngannou Mayweather. Sorry, you were around. You were there. Mayweather Pacquiao. Mayweather Conor. I mean, Mayweather Conor was just. Oh, marketing genius! Like, let me give them 2 months and let them go.
It was an amazing freak show. Remember they did.
You've got Usyk that doesn't talk.
Oh,
as much as I love him, he doesn't talk.
He's getting a lot better. Look, I think they should have aspiration to do those numbers. They've got time. That's why I don't think it'll happen in December. I think it. Look, I'm rejoicing the fight's made for a start because I think it's brilliant. Because as Eddie Hearn rightly said, put it beautifully, actually, it's great for the ecosystem of boxing because, the fact that the Wilder and Joshua fight hasn't found the right backers in the right place at the moment, they might have to do a Vegas fight. Or...
I spoke to Joshua on the weekend and I said, look, what do you make of this fight happening? And he said, it's good. He said, it's good. I'll wait for the ring walks, little dig. But he also said, why can't me and Wilder fight on the undercard? I was like, I don't think Fury's going to hand you that bone, my friend. But for boxing's sake, imagine that did happen.
I think it'd be amazing. Yeah. I think that was the plan of a different Saudi group at one point, wasn't it?
Then Mr. Gareth A.Davies should get you 3 million. Then you get your 3 million pay-per-view buys.
Well, there's to get Wilder and Joshua on the same card, I think it would cost another 80 million.
Yeah.
40 million, I could see them doing it. And I had a really good, Simon Jordan was on the money on Monday. I went on White and Jordan for a small excerpt. and he was on the money actually, he said that, and I agree with him, because I think there's a massive risk in Joshua fighting Wilder, but he almost needs a victory now over someone of that ilk in order to propel himself into that giant fight with Fury again. He's just fallen up short against Usyk twice, and I think the second time he did just fall up short, and I will maintain that. And I just think, well, how much would we love him to beat Wilder? So we got Joshua and Fury in this era as well, because I think if he doesn't beat Wilder, if Joshua beat Wilder, that's a route to fighting Fury. If he doesn't beat Wilder or doesn't face Wilder, I don't think the door opens, Addy, to a fight with Fury. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I think AJ needs a big win, and Wilder's that big win. When does Wilder stop becoming a big win, considering that he's only fought one round in 2.5 years?
Yeah, but those hands. I mean, those hands.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. You are correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be 11 rounds up against him. Listen, that first fight, the Battle of Los Angeles in 2018.
Yeah.
Apart from the 9th and the 12th rounds, did Fury not really win all those other rounds?
Absolutely.
I mean, I know he didn't on the scorecards in the end, and it was a draw. But you can be beating Wilder till the last minute of the fight, and that big right hand, that left hook, even his right uppercut now, they could just put you to sleep. He's got incredible freakish power from that huge, gangly, I say gangly, he's an enormous human being. We're so lucky in this era to have these guys, because I've got to tell you, between about 2000 and I want to say certainly 2009 to 2014, I was doing loads of Vladimir Klitschko fights, where he was just boring the crap out of everyone by jabbing opponents' heads off in Germany. And I went to many of those fights. And I went to a couple in New York where the crowd were booing. Sultan Ibrahimovic was one of them. And the division wasn't exciting at all. It really was. I remember we were always describing it as a slumbering heavyweight division. We are so gifted to have this era, and so lucky. And people really moan, and I think they moan because they know there's 4 or 5 fights that really still must happen before the era is over. And all these guys are reaching their mid-30s now, and some of them, like Wilder and Usyk, are over 35 already. So, it's really good what happened on Friday, and I do think that fight will